Hey, it's TylerDZHP. I'm going to give a little update on my 330 Ci of 2006 with the ZHP Performance Package. Last update was, I think, the beginning of February. Right now we are sitting at, wow, I haven't serviced it in a long time, 124,333 miles. 124,333 miles. And after I went on a spirited drive the other day, I opened up the hood to check things, and I saw some dried coolant, mainly on top of the cover for the headlight bulb and on the wires, and also I saw it on the airbox here. And so I ended up pulling the airbox stuff out, and well, actually I cleaned it all off, and then I pulled the airbox and the like snorkel and stuff out. And then I cleaned it, and then went for a drive, and then noticed it was pretty easy to see where my coolant was coming from. Basically right in here, the plastic end of the radiator has started to crack, and it's been leaking coolant. So I went on to FCP Euro yesterday and ordered a Nissan's radiator for like 116 bucks, upper and lower radiator hoses, the temperature sensor, and there a new coolant temperature or coolant level sensor. And I'll be replacing that stuff. I was having some coolant seepage because my my lid had, or my my lid had the seal on it went bad, and so I was having seepage from it. But this is new, and the thermostat and water pump I replaced at about 86,000 miles. So there's not a whole lot of miles on it. I don't think it's quite time to do those yet. And if I need to do them, you know, they're easy enough to do. But all the parts that I ordered totaled up to about 270 bucks shipped. Just using like the standard shipping from FCP. And yeah, I'll be replacing that. So I've had I made my last video that I was working on the front suspension refresh, and this thing drives freaking amazing now. Definitely been taking some more spirited drives, pushing a little harder, and it just feels so good to drive hard. Still not really thinking too much about the rear. I did have noticed that my differential was seeping a little bit, which I think it has been for a while, but it is actually starting to drip on the ground. So I'm going to be either changing the diff fluid. I need to look at my service records. I think it's been a while since I changed the diff fluid, so I'll probably be draining it and refilling it again pretty soon to go ahead and top it off and not have to worry about the a little bit of fluid drippage and seepage off the differential for a little bit. But I'll eventually get around to fixing everything, and eventually get around to getting the whole thing repainted. Trying to think of anything else that I've done since then. I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, still a great car. But you know, not surprised to have a coolant leak, and especially the plastic ends on the radiator. That's kind of notorious. So it lasted for about 124,000 miles, and let's see, this was a September 2005 build car, so plenty of years I'm fine with that. And with a replacement radiator only being about, this is like $115, $120 or so on FCP. I read a lot of things about the Nissan's radiator, and it seems to be like it's fine. And if not, then I'll send it back and order a OEM radiator from I think Get BMW Parts had the best price that I saw for like $240 for the actual OEM radiator. But when I first got this car, or when I got this car back in September 2012, I want to say spring 2013, I did the cooling system completely except for the radiator. So, oh yeah, I'm also replacing the expansion tank. I don't trust the expansion tank as much as the thermostat and the water pump. Everything seems to be okay with that stuff. But I've replaced water pump and thermostat in the past, and actually 2 times on this car, 1 time on this engine. This engine was installed in the car at about 80-something thousand, about 82,000 miles, due to a little mishap I had when I lived in Lubbock with some water, trying to get back to my data center after we lost power and had a bunch of machines reboot. And I was on a first date and had that first date in the car with me, so that was a pretty fun experience. I don't recommend doing that, but yeah, I was driving through some water, and there was a big lifted truck that went by, and I was almost out like of a kind of a deep area of water, and the big lifted truck went by and created a big wake that basically made a wave that went over the hood, and she died. But this engine's been pretty good. I had to do a couple things over again: valve cover gasket, oil filter housing gasket. Or I did the stuff because I didn't know the status of it when I got it. And there's the airbox and snorkel and stuff. That's pretty much it. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Have a good one.